First things first, guys. I tried to get in the car and start it up, and guess what? Look at this. I've got no ignition. I've got zero. No 12 volts, no lights. So there's something going on with the 12 volt going to the starter, I believe. So I think I'm gonna have to drop the starter and inspect those connections down there. First thing we're going to do is disconnect our positive battery terminal. These red leads here going up to the starter. I have a feeling something failed up in here. One of the spade terminals or something we put on probably failed. So we're going to take a look. Okay, starter is dropped out. First thing we're going to notice is this stud broke off. As I was pulling it out, there was quite a bit of corrosion built up. The nut was crossed, and I knew it was tough coming off. That's the terminal that houses the cable that comes from the start relay, so that's absolutely necessary for this application. There's another stud on the other side that's labeled R. That one is not used for this car, so I'm going to attempt to pull this cap off the solenoid, get some things cleaned up in there, reverse that stud to the other side so we can use it, and you'll notice that larger lug there on top has quite a bit of corrosion. We're going to get that cleaned up. Success. We were able to swap the studs inside this cap. I pulled it off, luckily without breaking anything inside the solenoid, and we should be good to go. So I'm going to bolt this thing back together and clean up the shell a little bit, and I was able to lubricate inside the solenoid, so blessing in disguise. All right, guys, I think we got it. We're gonna try this. We got lights, that's a good thing. We got headlights. All right. We got it fixed. Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. Welcome to Project 78. Here we're going to be working on this 1978 Cutlass in this first episode. We've got some ignition components we're going to be installing. We've been experiencing some misfires and some fouled plugs. So I'm going to take you through all the components that we bought and that we're going to be installing in this episode. So enjoy. Oh, and like and subscribe if you like this content. All right, here's our performance package that we have planned for the car today. These are the R44 LTS plugs. These are the spark plugs that are spec'd for the Vortec heads that are in the car. Really looking forward to this. We took the plunge, bought the Ultra 40s. We've always had run-of-the-mill set of wires in this car. This will be the first good set of wires. This is the set that you have to install your own boots because I want to customize the install and make them the proper length. I have some wire looms that we are going to use and make it look really nice. Next we have our HEI coil, which goes in the distributor, MSD product. Looking forward to getting this there as well. And lastly, we have our module, another MSD product that is supposed to help performance and increase spark. Well, here we are, Saturday. Came out to get some work done on the car. And it's raining. We're gonna get this thing out of the garage. I don't think the rain's gonna last all day. But what I have planned is, before we start the engine work, we're gonna clean out this engine bay. I don't know how well it's gonna show up here on the camera, but there's just a lot of dirt, grime. We've had some antifreeze leaks on top of the manifold, things like that. So I want to get this thing cleaned up before I put the new wires on it. This is the stuff I got. Gunk engine cleaner, foamy. Says it's for, I don't know if I can focus on that. Removes dirt, dust, and road grime. So this is like a stage 1 cleaner. It's not heavy duty. It's not like a degreaser. It's just mostly foamy soap. So I don't know. You can see that in the corner. There's dust, dirt, garbage in there. 20 plus years of driving this thing, and we've never really cleaned out this engine bay since we originally did the car. And we got some cool stickers that came with the kit for the wires. So I think I got a perfect spot for these. What do y'all think? I'm kidding. They're definitely not going there. Oh, and it's still raining. So I'm gonna pull the Cutlass out and foam up the engine and get this thing cleaned up, hopefully before the rain starts again. So I'm just going to label the wires so you know where to put them back. I'm just going to take these off because we got to make room to put the bag over the distributor. Of course, Sharpie rubs right off. Sharpie doesn't work on silicone wire leads. So just in case nobody knows. So we got to go to an alternate tape and number method. Plastic shopping bags. So these are illegal in New York State. Don't tell anybody you have these. Well, I'm hoping the tape is gonna kind of hold it where it's supposed to be. Everything else is fine. It's a 1978. There's no electronics on here, so we should be good. All right, see how this foaming stuff works. Ooh, it smells funny. What do you think?
Looks clean already.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got everything hooked up.
Take care of that mess over here.
First time this thing's had a bath ever. We got it the best we can here. All right, we're gonna get these bags back off. We're gonna plug the wires back in. Hopefully this thing starts so we didn't get anything wet. This don't have to be pretty, just putting it back on to get it pulled back into the garage.
Buying that stuff and I didn't realize that it was junk.
Yeah, this stuff for just passenger cars. We need racing parts. There's one harness if you want to start dismantling all that.
Yeah.
Pull this cap off. No water in there, which is good. Here's a new one. So this has got to be installed in the cap. So we're going to take this this top cover off and install the new coil. Physically, obviously, between the stock and the MSD with the same footprint, it's got to fit in there. All right, we got the coil in the cap installed. Now the rotor has to come off, and below that, I don't know if you can see that. I'm going to point to that there. That's the module. So that's the stock module. We're going to take that out and install the MSD one. All right, good. I was hoping these tabs were not over the top of the module, so otherwise you would have to spin the engine a little bit in order to get those tabs out so you can take the module out. Okay, so all that white paste, that's all that thermal paste that goes underneath there, which dissipates the heat. So it's good that's on there. And now it's all over me. This little guy here, I believe, is your suppressor, which keeps all the noise out of your radio. All right, we're going to get a little bit of brake cleaner and clean up that thermal paste that's in here. Hope you can see this better over here. All this white paste here, that's the thermal paste that's got to come off. And these are your weights for your timing advance. And we have a kit that you can change the springs out and the weights. We have never really played around with this, so that's something else we can probably look at. Guys, we did look at that. The sun is out. The rain finally stopped. Big news in New York. All right, guys, so I wanted to give you a side-by-side comparison of the two here. This is obviously your stock one, and obviously the one that's labeled MSD is the upgraded version. So the footprint is pretty close, it looks like, but if you line up these holes here, looks like it's a little bit larger than the stock one. So we're going to dry fit this MSD one in there and make sure it is actually going to fit. I mean, obviously it should, but. All right, there it is. I got it fit in there. It looks like it is going to fit. So it's a little, like I said, it's a little bit larger of a footprint. So we're going to take this back out, get the thermal paste installed, and bolt it in. All right, let's get this thermal paste installed that I just dropped down inside the wheel well. Good start. Let's go with that for right now. I don't want to overdo it either. It's like painting. That should do it. I get the wrench on it, but I can't do anything with it. The manifold looks really good now. Nice and clean. Yeah, everything looks nice and clean under here. All right, got the holes lined up. That was a little more difficult than I thought it was going to be. We want to get these tight, but obviously we don't want to over tighten. Strapped in down here.
That blue wire.
Well, that's the external ground, but this one here goes inside the distributor on the base. There's a little washer here too. I don't know why that's there. And now I can't get it out. But we've got a magnetic tip screwdriver. We just saved it. Make sure that wire's out of the way. All right, we got our ground in. So this one here, that's our external ground. That's going to go, we're going to put it right behind this guy here. That's our screw in the firewall.
Quarters drive set.
Yeah, it should be out already. And according to the instructions, it said this gray wire goes to your tack. So we already have an existing tack wire, which is this guy. So I don't know if it's different now, but we're gonna try it both ways, see what works. We'll try it the old way first, and if that doesn't work, we'll hook it to the new tack wire.
Yeah, you find out what size it is.
So we're gonna finish up this install, get the cap back on, and get the grounding done. All right, guys, distributor's bolted back together. Cap is back on. So we're gonna start routing the wires. All right, guys, moment of truth. We're gonna try and start this thing. All the wires are installed. I'll show you that in a sec. But we're gonna do this start and see if we can get this thing running. Leak back there on the drop. Take it. Yeah, it's a good spot to start.
every so often pull it outside. It's going to poke herself out here.
Yeah, I know.
All right, so I think we got the timing pretty close. We adjusted the idle circuit on the carburetor. We got the vacuum right in the middle. Everything looks good, so we're gonna get the air cleaner put back on and take this thing for a test drive. See how it goes. All right, guys, so we're just taking the car around the block here for a spin. Initial thoughts, it feels really good. No skips or sputters, no backfires. Upon further review, this thing is awesome. I think we nailed it. We got on it a few times and this thing came to life, so we're just driving around, airing it out, hopefully getting all the carbon buildup out of these cylinders. Sounds clean. We had a few pops, probably just one pop through the carburetor when I first got on it, but it didn't come back. 30 times after that, so. Yeah, here we go, guys. Heading into fall here in New York. Leaves are going to start changing. Weather's going to get more cooler and crisp. And the cars are going to run better. Nice cool air. Give you one. I'm liking it. What do you think?
Oh yeah, awesome.
All right, guys, so we're very impressed. We're very pleased with the results here. We've been driving around for about, I don't know, 15 minutes now, and this thing just, it's beautiful. The cruising circuit's right on. There's a little bit of pre-ignition, which is probably a timing issue. Again, those springs and weights that I talked about earlier in the distributor, we might end up playing around with those a little bit to play with the timing advance curve and tune that in. But yeah, this is really good. All right, guys, back from our test drive, and we got an antifreeze leak. I think it's lower hose, or is it coming out of that drain? I think it's the lower hose. All right, so we're gonna inspect that and see what the heck's what's leaking here. All right, I just want to get one more shot of our work. Just want to show it off because we did put so many hours in here. We got all our wires in, they look sharp. The only thing we're missing there's actually a cover that goes on the top of the HEI. It's a little cap that holds the wires in, so we're going to get that on there. And the routing looks really nice. Everything looks good. She ran good except for the radiator leak. But she's home in the driveway, so. All right, guys, so for the review, radiator leak. It does look like that the bottom of the radiator corroded up, and it's got a hole in it for sure. So stay tuned for the next episode. We're going to be replacing a radiator on the 1978 Cutlass. All right, everybody, that's going to do it for this episode of Project 78. So again, if you like the content, like and subscribe, and we're going to be back, like I said, doing this radiator. So just got to get it ordered up. Should have it here in a couple of days. Maybe it could be a next weekend project. So thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.